Chaylo,
Walcom.
what are we doing here today?
We're showing off the bigger shotgun.
The bigger shotgun? I have that directly pointed at my face right now. And I couldn't care less, because it's so damn beautiful! So this was a reaction that you got to see. I don't know how he decided to hide this from me, but after he was here for about an hour, we were talking, you know, showing me all of his new stuff that he has. He's like, oh yeah, I have one more thing, and pulls this out.
I was really tempted to wait until we were actually on camera and then turn around and have it in my hand just so that the viewers at home could see your brain shift into neutral without a clutch. But that seemed rude.
I needed a little bit of emotional preparation for this.
He sat there petting it for about 5 minutes. It was really kind of eerie.
You would too. Look at this thing.
So this came about because I wanted the cylinder for the previous one that you may have seen, because the Firefly has an 8-round cylinder and is all air-powered, so I figured I'd have a good seal, liked the look of it. So I took it apart to get the cylinder out, and then realized that the shell fit an air blaster perfectly.
Even more perfectly.
Originally, this air blaster was going to go into a mortar, much like my bazooka, but this was a good cause. I will order another one to build the mortar out of. This needed to happen. And so I built this the next day after building the first one. And it required remarkably little shell work. I had to cut out some of the internals and cut a slot for the handle. The original handle is gone, but the original trigger guard is still there as kind of a P90 style foregrip, and I really like how that came out. It all came back together. I still have the original priming handle, though it does absolutely nothing. It's also got the original power switch, again, absolutely nothing. And then, you know, my standard paint job of black and orange, because that's what I like.
It's actually a really beautiful color scheme, although I wouldn't forgive you for being like, when you walk around in a park like that, you might get shot in the face.
But once again, I always keep the tips orange, and I keep as much orange on it as possible, because I don't want to get shot, because I do a lot of my nerfing in Idaho. Though oddly enough, you're less likely to get shot in Idaho, because if you walk down a street with a gun in Idaho, the cop isn't going to shoot you. He's going to go, what you got there? Can I take a look? Oh, that's very nice. I got one of those at home.
Yep. I would know. I lived in Idaho for 3 years, and there are a lot of fun gun nuts out there. I met quite a few of them. So.
At one point, I strapped a .30 caliber machine gun to my four-wheeler and drove it downtown Cottonwood, and nobody batted an eye. Cop pulled me over because he wanted to see it, and was like, shoot, I'm on duty. I can't go shooting with you. I'd go get my guns. Damn. Now I'm in Washington. I have to be a little more careful.
Yeah, Seattle's like right over there. Got to be a little more careful. Although, I guess gun laws aren't that bad here, but we're getting off topic here. The funny part about showing this blaster off right now is that we were actually, after he showed this to me, the entire point of him coming over here was that we were supposed to work on building one of the barricade ones. And then he showed me this and said, hey, it's a little bit easier, there's less cutting involved, so we were gonna go and decide to build one of these. Chaylo?
Walcom.
What are we doing here today?
We're making a thing.
What thing are we making?
We're going to make a shotgun.
That's pretty rad. Honestly, it's pretty awesome, but I think I like this one more. Can we build this one?
Well, alright.
I'm excited. Alrighty, we've got the patient under surgery, because I'm sure this is how doctors do things. They carve apart their old patients so they can see what they did to fix the new ones.
I think that's how Mangala did it anyway.
Expose its internal workings, which is, well, obviously it's a drain blaster. I've removed the drain blaster, which is not held in by anything. It is completely removable and reversible. You can see here where some of the cuts were made. They did a really good job cutting the grip off right there. That's really slick.
A lot of time with a file.
Ah, okay. It's gonna make things harder on me. Gotta sand down all the internals. He says the only screw post that doesn't survive is the one near the trigger. So unfortunately, you won't have this easy to follow, well, literally just taking Chaylo's original apart and copying where the cutout lines are, but you can get kind of an idea if you look at this. Cut off one half of the shell, the other half still working on. And unfortunately, in the worst possible timing, my Dremel has finally Dremeled its last Dremel. it's really depressing, and I'm gonna have to order some new brushes for it, which kind of kills it right here. So if you're looking for a building guide, that's not happening right now, although it looks like it's going to be happening in the future. Maybe you should leave a comment down below and say, hey, you want to see that? Do you want to see it with me? Do you want to see it with Chaylo? Maybe both of us? Who knows? But, in my opinion, if I may hold this thing...
Absolutely.
I did not want to put this down, and I still don't, because while the barricade one kind of holds itself together as like some kind of militaristic weapon that it honestly looks like something you would see out of like one of the modern Call of Duties that just tries to set itself in the future, this thing is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Just about every single aspect of this makes me happy. A very comfortable stock. It's got enough dart holders on the side for a full complete reload if you would choose. The grip is amazing. Just the way that the rubberized texture right here, and that's kind of a thumb hole grip, and the way you reach around to grab the trigger, that feels awesome. Then it's got the trigger guard right here, which is on the Drain Blaster already. And then he's got, again, this little P90 style handle grip. It's just amazing. And then, of course, you can shoulder it while you pump it up, and then... And the distances are really, really good with this thing, and it's a shotgun. Now, you can, in fact, if you wanted to, single this, but that would be stupid because these things already hit too hard as is. You're really not going to want to try to single it because you're going to probably do some massive internal damage to somebody's body. Is that all that you have to say about this beautiful,
I believe
beautiful
so.
blaster?
It takes all the same barrel attachments as the other one. It just takes off, so it can take the 6, it can take the 10, it can take the 8. I plan to make a lot of additional barrels because I've got lots of Mavericks lying around. I wish I had more Fireflies. I used to. They're like, oh, what am I ever going to use with these? And got rid of them. I was young, I was foolish, forgive me. And now I know better, but I'm going to try to get some more 8s, but I'll have lots of 6s. And probably just the 110 because, like I said, it's kind of a... doesn't have the range, it has more scatter.
Finally, a use for a Maverick cylinder. And again, this is stupidly easy. All you do is you take the reducer, you put it in the coupler, and you...
No, this one doesn't have the coupler. This is just the reducer
Just
glued
the
on.
reducer.
One part, 98 cents at Home Depot, glue it on, done. If you want it threaded, go with threaded. If you don't. Simple enough. If you want the exact numbers, it's a 2-inch coupler to a 3/4 inch.
Yep.
Just glued on.
3/4 inches, I would
I use Gorilla Glue. Just put it on, put some weight on top of it so it's got a good bit of pressure. After about an hour, the glue cures and the plastic will break before the glue gives out.
So between the 6, the 8, and the 10, you would feel that the 8 is the best, like the happy in between?
Yeah, 8 was the happy medium. Like I said, it's got the best spread and the best range. The 6 has about half again as much range, but it's a real tight grouping. So if you're just shooting at one person and you want to make sure you hit them, then that's real good. If you want to hit a bunch of people, it's the situation.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with more 6s because I have 24 Mavericks in a bin at home.
Plus, there's just something magical about seeing somebody at range and just being like, hey, I have a thing that fires a footprint about this big. I'm definitely going to hit them, and just dropping them with that.
Yep. Great for crowd suppression. I've got a game that I'm going to be playing where it takes more than one hit to kill a person.
Oh, God.
But this means I can just, and you're dead.
And these things are really, really easy to follow up. I mean, if you want to just put on another thing like that, pull the old one off, throw it in a dump pouch, take another one, jab it on, couple more pumps. Works good, and the best part about this is it has a shoulder stock, so that's even easier.
Yeah, and this one's got good sling mounts on it. I like where they've got those, so just hang it. Be lovely.
It's a little bit bigger than the other one, but it's still really, really cool. Drain blasters are a lot of fun. You'll be seeing a lot of projects that come out of these things, although you've beaten me to punch on pretty much everything. Now I try to come up with something original. That's going to be hard. But still, they're tons of fun. Air pressure is probably my favorite system for Nerf. It's been my favorite for quite some time. Air pressure is really good at doing either shooting lots of darts really, really fast, or shooting one dart really, really far. And that actually works in the same way as it can be a shotgun, or it can do something like the Rapid Madness or the Mag Strike, where it's an air bladder you pump up and it just fires ridiculously fast. Air pressure is just so versatile, I've never wanted to use really anything else.
Now with our the viewers at home might not be aware is I didn't come up with this idea. Nerf did.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He brought me a present that you'll be seeing very soon in another video. I've wanted one of these things since the dawn of time. It was one of the first blasters I saw that I desperately wanted, but I never had one. I saw it in Boba Lolo's HVZ video 3 or 4 years ago now, and this thing is kind of the same thing. It's a shotgun pistol. You pump up, kind of like a Secret Shot 2. Down here, overpressure kicks in, and then 5 darts, and it's all at once. It's a shotgun pistol. Beautiful, beautiful blaster. Built into like a rifle now. Completely customizable. This man is a genius. Are you going to start uploading videos?
I think I will. I've got a couple of ideas that I want to show off that didn't get showed off, or my full loadout didn't quite get shown in your video, so I was going to do the nitty-gritty details. A couple of people asked questions about, well, what were the holsters for your Strife? You know, things like that I'm going to go over soon.
So you're going to find a link to his channel at the first link down in the description box below. Make sure you check it out, because he's going to have some new videos coming up hopefully very soon. Because this guy has a lot of really good ideas. I'm Walcom S7.
I'm Chaylo.
Thank you very much for watching this video, and of course I hope to see you in an entirely different one. Hopefully I was in frame for any of that, because my phone has been saying low battery for the last 7 minutes.
Hopefully.
Oh well. Take care!